Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another installment of Level Up series from PSE's Next Level Home Residential New Construction Program. I'm Shane Thompson. I'm one of the account managers here in the program, and for today's topic, we're talking about heat pump water heaters and specifically key factors that can make them meaningful to your energy efficiency on your entire home. With that, we'll cover how heat pump water heaters work, their placement options, as well as split systems. With that, let's kick it off. So how's heat pump water heater work? Well, unlike electric resistant, water heaters, which require a significant amount of energy to heat the water, nearly 3.5 times as much, heat pump water heaters work by pulling in air and transferring that warmth into the water instead of having to create the heat directly through coils. By moving heat rather than generating it, the water heater uses significantly much less energy than electric resistance. So you'll see in the graphic here, it's very simple and easy to see here that warm air is pulled in through one of the duct locations on the compressor unit. That warmth in the air is moved into the water, thus heating it. And then the cold air that is left is then exhausted out the compressor through a different duct location, usually outside into the space or outside of the home entirely. So what about heat pump water heater locations? Well, when you install a heat pump water heater inside the house, like the laundry room or the closet, you get the benefit of reduced losses through standby water tank losses. But if precautions for ducting have not been factored in, the water heater will be taking warm air from the conditioned space and exhausting cold air back into that very same space. That's why proper ducting is key to maximize energy efficiency. Most builders are already doing a good job of ducting that cold air exhaust outside the home, which is the best move. But there's one piece that's often overlooked, and that is that most builders are not ducting the intake side. When both the intake and the exhaust are ducted outside, it sets up the water heater to operate independently of your home's HVAC system, not putting any drain or draw on the system's heating and conditioning. This way, it said no conditioned air is lost during that system, and your HVAC system and your heat pump water heater can, in essence, work independently. And also because the heat pump water heater is no longer exhausting cold air into the house, it doesn't leave any cold spots for inhabitants who may find unique rooms to be cold because there's cold air vented off. And in terms of energy efficiency, from that standpoint, the heat pump water heater inside with ducting both intake and the exhaust creates one of the best setups for energy efficiency when it comes to designing your homes. But if ducting is not in the cards or space is limited, then putting the heat pump water heater in unconditioned space is your next best option. In this example here, you see it looks like it's in someone's garage. In this setup, the system is outside of conditioned space, which means that the whole home HVAC system is not being impacted by any intake or uptake air from the heat pump water heater. Thus, this improves efficiency for the whole home heating system, but there is an unfortunate loss for the water tank as heat is radiated off into the cold space of the garage, especially in colder climates here in Washington State. Overall, this approach balances comfort and system efficiency when placing it inside and when ducting isn't feasible. With that being said, if you're really ready to level up, the gold standard for installation is a split heat pump water heating system, delivering both maximum efficiency as well as impact and very meaningful energy efficiency and comfort for a conditioned space. In this setup, as you can see, the compressor is located outside of the home. Thus, there's no interaction with the conditioned indoor air. There's also no ducting required, so limiting the entire complexity that requires for both the intake and the exhausting of the ducts. And as far as storage inside the house, the only room you have to account for is a storage tank, which is significantly smaller, and it frees up more viable space for interior use. In Washington State, we consistently see excellent energy performance from this setup, and it also earns high energy compliance as well as high energy code credits for Washington State. The upfront cost can be slightly higher. The return on investment is compelling thanks to energy performance and possible utility rebates. This is well worth it for builders who are targeting top-tier efficiency. With that, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch this video and learning about heat pump water heaters with us today. If you're already enrolled, we look forward to your next submission. If you're new to the program, head over to pscnextlevelhomes.com and submit an interest form there, and we can definitely get you started. Once again, thanks for letting up with us. We'll see you on the next video.